Okay. Hello, Facebook and YouTube. Sorry about that technical difficulties. We are back, or should I say, we are here back on YouTube, and we are the Other Woman Magazine. We are talking tonight, candidly, taking your hair, your choice. I have with me Dr. Denise Dukes from Montgomery, Alabama, and she's an holistic. Quickly, Denise, share your background. I know about your teas because I drink it all the time, but share.
Again, my background is in the arts, whether it's the art of health or art of creativity, in dealing with, I am a health and wellness practitioner. I've been studying natural remedies to help the body to stay healthy and vibrant for over 35 years. So I'm kind of adding more years to it as I progress and mature in age. But I love this journey that we're all on and this journey of life. So that is my background.
Okay, and we met in school.
At Carver, yes, we did.
Yes, George Washington Carver. And Miss Heather Smith, we met in the military in San Diego, California. We were air traffic controllers together. Give us a quick back about
Yep.
yourself. And you are
Um,
from the state of Montana. You're in Montana now, right?
I am in Montana, in Whitefish, Montana, 60 miles from the Canadian border. So good skiing up here.
Okay.
Tell you what. Yep, retired air traffic controller. Did it for 23 years. Three boys, grown. Dog, cat, and now a office manager for a small insurance agency. Um, Dog, cat, now a office manager for um,
And last but not least, we have Miss Linda Albritton from Tallahassee, Florida. We met on Facebook. Linda, give us a quick introduction.
Hi, I'm Linda Albritton, and as she said, I'm from Tallahassee, Florida. I'm an employee at the university here in town. I've been employed here for 24 years, and I've suffered with alopecia and hair loss for some years now.
Okay. And thank you guys for joining me. And I want to just quickly say that Linda was in the Other Woman magazine sharing her reason for her bald look. And I'm going to share quickly because we're going to jump right in since we lost a little time. If, it was called Bold, Beautiful, and Bald. And she shared her story for why she cut all of her hair off. And Linda, um, quickly, did you have any fear when you decided to cut your hair, and what was the reason for doing it?
Did I have any fear?
Yes. Do you have any reservations of cutting off all of your hair?
Oh, yeah. I had fear and apprehension, all of that, wondering what other people would think, what other people would say, and seeing me with the bald head. So yeah, I was very apprehensive about cutting all my hair off.
Did hair mean a lot to you? And this is for all of you. A woman's hair, what is it in the Bible? It says that our hair is our glory, it's our
mhm.
crown, it's our everything. Hair, personally, for me, is a headache. I don't even like doing my hair. Day, I'll put a scarf around it, don't want to fool with it. And Denise, I did have my hair cut low like you did, probably about 10, 15 years ago, because I was doing a perm myself. I wasn't in a position to get my hair done every 2 weeks like I was raised. My mother had her own beauty shop, so we got that hair done every 2 weeks. But But when I went out on my own, I didn't do that. And I just got
Yes.
tired of trying to put the perm in myself. And I just said, forget it. Just cut it off. And I
Yeah.
was married at the time. I actually had my husband cut my hair because I didn't want to hear any flack afterwards about why you cut hair. I was going to say, well, you cut my hair. But so I just let it grow back out. But hair is a headache to me. But now, these days, women are buying wigs, weave, tracks, whatever, because why? Is it help the appearance? Does it help us feel better? Why is hair, what is the hype with hair for the average woman? Heather, you want to answer that first?
I think it's the ultimate accessory, honestly, which is why I
The
moved
ultimate
into.
accessory.
But I always had, before my alopecia diagnosis.
Why do you say it's the ultimate?
Because it's constantly, hair and eyebrows are are like the constant. You can go out, and if that makes sense, you can go out without mascara on or lip gloss, but people are always going to look at your hair, and whether or not it's under a ball cap.
So you were.
Go ahead.
So you mentioned alopecia. So you were diagnosed. Explain to the audience, for those who don't know, what alopecia is, and share when you were diagnosed.
So I was diagnosed February of 2019. My son passed away in May of 2017, very unexpectedly, and then I did a major life change, and I probably rushed into a marriage that I shouldn't have at the time, and then there was all of this hidden stress that I didn't realize what was, how it was affecting me. So I started noticing it was right here. I started noticing a spot that, and I'm like, that it was just a bald spot. And I said, well, that's weird. And so I thought, well, maybe it's just from Aiden dying or whatever. And then the spots continued around my head. And so finally I went into the doctor, and it takes an act of God for me to go to the doctor. And the doctor, she looked at it immediately and she said, well, you have alopecia and you need to go to a dermatologist. She said, they'll want to do steroid shots underneath your scalp. And I'm like, well, that's just not going to happen. So, so I found ways to hide it. Well, currently going through a divorce, and it's falling out more due to stress. And alopecia is it's either hereditary, stress-induced, or severe stress-induced, and it's actually an autoimmune disorder. So it's your hair follicles that are basically dying off, essentially the root balls that are essentially dying off. And so
your alopecia is a result of the stress in your life.
Yes.
It's not hereditary.
No, not at all.
So, Heather, you also wrote an article in a previous issue of the Other Woman magazine that you met your husband, your now ex-husband, when you guys went to high school together, but you reconnected through Facebook Messenger. Is that stress that caused your hair loss a result? Was the stress in your marriage? Was it just what you're going through in life, or
it was I think the main stressor was my marriage, and the biggest stress was dealing with my soon-to-be ex-husband's ex-wife, and his custody battle for his daughter. So, and I was put basically on the forefront of that all the time.
Okay, and women deal with stress anyway. What is it? Heart disease? Is it number?
Yes.
The stress that we put on our lives through our home life, relationships, jobs, businesses. I know today I was running just crazy, and I had to keep telling myself, okay, stop, slow down. We put stress on ourselves, add on to it. And you don't always feel that stress because we're in go mode all the time. We're in go mode. And Heather, now you lost a son. So that's things that were already built up in your life on top of this. So the body can take so much. But I think it's important that we realize not only external stress, but internal. And Dr. Dukes, you're going to speak more on that towards the end before we leave, because you've got the experience, I don't. But Linda, I want to go back to, now you deal with alopecia also, but yours is hereditary, correct?
Yes, it's pretty much hereditary. Like I said, I'm a sibling of 11, 7 girls and 4 boys. And I think we pretty much inherited from our father, who had a balding right in the center. And pretty much all of us have the same thing going on with our hair.
All the siblings have that same balding spot.
Yes,
In the
right in the center.
So how were you wearing your hair before? When did you realize that your hair was coming out or thinning?
Well, I used to wear a lot of weave hair or bonded hair. And I noticed after removing the caps that my edges were thinning, and I also was losing like hair by the patches. So I just decided,
Patches of your hair.
yeah, patches of hair. Whenever you would remove the weave cap. And I just decided that one day, looking in the mirror, no, this is not going to do it. So I just decided to shave it all off.
So how did you react? You're taking whatever, I don't even understand the whole weave, the cap you're saying, but you noticed hair. So my reaction would have been like, what the, my hair is coming out. What was your reaction?
I was shocked also, but I also knew that, one, using bonding to weave hair to your scalp would eventually or could possibly cause damage to your scalp. So in doing this over the years, it just damaged my hair, caused the thinning around the edges, and caused some patches in my scalp. So I just did away with all that.
Okay, and then you decided to go for it, just cut it all off.
I'll just cut it all off.
That's brave.
And that's how you felt also. How did you feel when you noticed that your hair was falling out?
So I found, like I said, I found ways to hide it. And so I would pull it back, and I would wear my hair back 24/7. I pulled it back into a bun, and I would get like the messy bun, like scrunchy, and that's how I would wear my hair.
Mm-hmm.
But then when I would come home at night, I would discuss it with my soon-to-be ex, and he's like, "Oh, you look great no matter what." Well, no, I'm not feeling great. I'm obviously discussing this with you because I'm uncomfortable with my appearance. And he said, well, don't go into a wig because I can spot a wig a mile away. So for a solid year, I was still suffering with not being comfortable with my appearance because he told me that I couldn't wear a wig. So there was shame it was embarrassment. It was shame. It was like just not being somebody who has been in control of everything, of planes for 23 years. You like to be in control of what's going on in your life. And when you can't control your hair falling out, it gets to you. So, and then you're always thinking that somebody is going to see one of the bald spots or notice something. So you're always checking in the mirror to see if everything's put together.
Mm-hmm. Denise, Dr. Dukes.
Yes.
The last time you were on with the other woman, you were wearing a wig.
Yes, I was.
Share your reasons. Okay, so you cut your hair off, but you enjoy wearing wigs. Share
Mhm.
your reasons for that.
Well, it's according to my moods. I wear wigs or baseball caps or hats. I have a ton of hats, and I call them my hair hats. That's what I call them. It's just the same way we decide to go outside and we want to wear a baseball cap with a certain outfit or whatever it is to cover our head for a different look. So it's all about my mood and my preference at that particular time um, that I'm feeling. And so, majority of the time, you're going to see me natural, but I do like to. I have tons of wigs, honestly, tons of them. But I decided to start having mine made just for my head because I have a little pea head. So not all the wigs will fit my head too good and stay on very well. So I decided to start having them custom designed. And I enjoy wearing them from time to time. Again, it's all about my preference on what I'm feeling at that moment. But I decided to cut my hair in 19, I think it was 1989 that I decided to go just natural and short. And I wore my hair like that. I've been wearing my hair like that for years, ever since then, since 1989. And it was just for me, it was more about understanding who I was because being in entertainment industry, you're always told to look a certain way, to act a certain way,
Mhm.
it was all about image in Hollywood. When I lived in Los Angeles, it was all about image. And growing up, we were, we had the perms, we had the braids and the different hairstyles that we do and things of that nature. And I just got to a point to where I think it was before I even had my children, I cut my hair, but it became uh, with me, it became a relief because I no longer had to decide on what I'm going to do with my hair this morning, what I'm going to have to, what products am I going to have to put on. I can just get up and go. And that was one less thing for
Go.
me to be concerned about because being a mother, a wife, and a businesswoman, there was enough. We have enough on our plates. So, for me, it was my choice. Like I said, because I didn't like to have to worry about doing my hair every morning, spending that extra time to do my hair. And it just took away from my productivity, so to speak, in my day because 30 minutes to an hour, and don't even mention going to the beauty shop. Oh no, you're going to be in the beauty shop for 3-4 hours. Back then, they didn't do it by appointments. You just walked in and you sat around and you waited for your turn. And so that might be an all day affair for, especially for Black women, but white women too, all women. We go to the beauty shops and we spend all day long on a Saturday. And I didn't want that for me anymore. I was like, no, I want to enjoy my life. I want to enjoy my Saturdays, my time off. So that was my decision, was personal for me. And when I did it, I looked in the mirror and I was like, God, you're beautiful. I saw my cheekbones. I saw my eyes. I saw my lips. I saw my eyebrows. I saw every little feature of my face that God created. Because when I was in my mother's womb, I didn't know. We sometimes have a little hair. It gives a heartburn, things like that. But we were really brought into this world with, very little hair when we were formed. So it's just, to me, it was like I went back to my natural state and I was able to see me for the first time and to fall in love with Denise. Who is Denise under the wigs, under the hair, under the braids, and all of the charades of parades of hair? And it's nothing be put down because, like I said, I wear baseball caps. You'll see me with wigs on. I do a lot of my photo shoots with wigs on. I just, again, it's all about my mood and my preference. So it's nothing for anyone to be ashamed
Let
of.
me ask you, let me ask you something, Denise. So you had this enlightenment of you. You
Mhm.
found who you were under all of that and you loved it. Now, that is not the norm. That's not what the average woman thinks. You know what I'm saying? Because it's all the self-esteem issues. And like I said, hair is the ultimate accessory. So, what would we say to
Well, first of
accessory and
all,
we spend all of those hours in the shop
first,
and all of that money? How do you tell
Mhm.
a woman to love yourself without that ultimate accessory?
Well, it's about to thine own self be true. A lot of times we worry about what our spouse is going to say about us cutting our hair, because when they met us, we had long hair or flowing hair or styled hair or whatever. And so when we decide, and I've had so many women, I'm in talking in all races of women to come up to me and say, your hair is gorgeous. You are so beautiful. I wish I could wear my hair like that, but my husband would kill me if I
Mhm,
cut my hair,
mhm,
and
mhm,
I feel, at that point, I want to pray for them because you're living your life for someone else to make someone else
for
happy,
someone else. Mhm,
and that is not healthy for you because that puts more stress on you when you have to get up and do the hair, you have to buy the products, you have to do all of these things. You're doing that just to make another person happy when deep inside of you, you're saying, I just want to be me. I don't want to have to deal with all that,
mhm,
So that puts on an internal stress factor into the body. That adds on another layer of stress is because we're trying to do it for someone else. And you hear Hollywood stars talk about it all the time. I think Jada Pinkett Smith just cut her hair bald. And Tiffany,
mhm,
what was her name? Tiffany
Haddish.
Haddish just cut her hair off. But hair does
mhm.
not
Do you
define
think it's
us.
an age thing? Do you think
No,
it's
because
an age thing that you get?
I was 20, I was 23 when I did it. I was 23 years old, 23, 24 years old when I did it. Um, but I think as you do get older, women are getting to the point where they're like, I'm tired of this. This is what I'm going to do because, time is too short and too precious. So
Mm-hmm.
what I want women to understand is it's about you. You have to be happy with who you are.
Mhm.
And if you have a
Who
spouse,
you are.
with a spouse that may not really agree with the decision, have a candid conversation with that person and let them know how you feel and how much this is bothering you, every day to have to deal with, you know, doing your hair and taking care of your hair and the chemicals and the things of that nature, which I'll get to later on, the, the products that we are having to put in our bloodstream, because the hair is made of arteries, veins, and nerve endings, and everything that we put in our on our scalp is seeping into our blood system, and then from there, and when it
Mhm,
goes directly into the blood, it goes out into the other organs of the body
mhm.
immediately. That's one thing about a direct connect with
Yeah.
the veins in the hair, so we'll talk
So
about
that
that in a minute.
listening to what Dr. Dukes just said, were you even thinking about any of that when you were putting weave in and taking it out and the glue and it's in a cap though, you said, right? So it wasn't really touching your scalp, but did you think about the effects
No, I didn't. I
of the
didn't think about
weave
that.
long-term use?
No, not at all. I didn't think about it. Mm-mm. I just,
I don't think any of us think about effects. You just what?
right.
Mhm.
I was just, I guess some would say, I always thought myself as a well put together person. I would wear my hair different ways, different styles, different color, um, just to make myself look good or feel good, or to
Mm-hmm.
make others see me as beautiful, I guess.
Mhm.
But then after I cut my hair, I like the doctor said, I saw the beauty in myself.
Mm.
It
Yes.
also helped that I have a perfectly round head.
Yeah, you do, girl. You do. It's gorgeous. Your smile, I
It
can
is.
see your
It is.
smile and your features, and that's the beauty of going natural, short, a ball, is that people get to see. And Heather, you made a statement earlier, and I just want you to understand. I just watched you smile, and that is your greatest asset right there. That is your greatest asset is your smile and your
She's a
eyes.
cutie. She's always
Yes.
been a cutie, a
So,
little petite cutie.
yeah. So you said, your hair was your the ultimate accessory, I believe is what you were saying. But no,
Mhm.
it's your smile.
Mm-hmm.
It's your eyes, because I have seen women with hair flowing down and they have the nastiest attitude. The most, they have the ugliest personalities that you would ever want to be in the room with. The energy is so abnormal. So it's all about our energy, ladies. And when you are able to walk in your natural beauty and walk in confidence, you have no idea of the energy that you are putting out to the world, and what you are drawing into you, the good that you are drawing into you. But it's all about your confidence.
Exactly. And so I
Go
went
ahead,
into this
Heather.
wig 3 weeks ago. 3 weeks ago tomorrow. And I got it in the mail and I was so excited because I finally was not going to have to pull my hair back and put it in one of the messy buns.
Yeah.
And the exact second that I put it on and I looked in the mirror, I was like, I've got my confidence back. I feel good about the way that I look now.
Yes.
I mean, I've had friends, my two coworkers and my best friend, they said it was like a switch flipped, that I had this lighter attitude, this confidence, this just, I mean, yeah, I was the old me back, and Lavender knew me back in my 20s when I had a lot of confidence, much, but yeah, it was life changing for me.
Good. And what was that you received in the
Now,
mail?
My wig.
go ahead,
Your wig.
Denise.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay.
And I have other wigs. It's just
Yeah.
they didn't seem
Now,
to
Linda,
fit.
you said people. How many weeks did you go to, Heather?
This is the first one I ever wore out of the house. I have 4.
Okay.
Well, I
But
have about 20.
Need some.
You have
I
how
have
many,
about 20, honestly.
Denise?
I have about 20, but I have 3 custom design ones. 3 that I just kind of wear,
Wow.
interchangeably, because they're made with human hair, and they just flow better and they fit my head. Because like I said, I have a little small pea head, so they fit my head. And but yeah, I mean, you look beautiful with your wig on, and I'm sure you look beautiful without it. And it's just a preference of you, whatever makes you feel confident, that brings that inner confidence out in you, whether you decide to wear your hair with perms, or whether you decide to wear your hair with wigs or braids, or bald or short or natural, any style you decide to wear. It is all about you. That's what you have to remember. It's all about you. And whatever you put out, if you go outside and you have your head down and you're like, oh, people are going to look at me and they're going to say, oh,
Right.
you know, because I mean, honestly, when I was teaching in schools, working with like kindergartners, first graders through sixth graders, and I had my hair cut shorter than I have it now. I had it cut like Linda's almost, but it had a little, you know, just a little pattern of hair on it. But the kids would be like, just
Linda
looking
is
at me.
bald.
Yeah, but sometimes the kid was like, look at that bald lady, mama, look at the bald, you know, and whatever. And, you know, and I would just go, hi, you know, how are you? You know, so it was like, and then they go, hi. And it's like you change their whole energy because of your energy and the confidence that you have in you. But if I had cowered away and went like, oh, you know, didn't say anything and just kind of kept it to myself, then it would have been affected on me, because it would become internal that I'm thinking, oh, I'm bald or I'm with this or whatever. But no, you embrace whatever it is, whatever style you decide to have in your hair, you embrace it. The problem that I have with perms and products that we use on our hair, again, being a holistic practitioner, is the damages that it's not just doing to our scalp, but to our bodies internally. Because what we don't realize, if you talk to any mortician, they will tell you women that have had a lot of perms or colors, dyes in their hair and things of that nature, their scalp is green, toxic. When they cut open that brain, the brain is green. So that is not healthy at all, because the chemicals, like I said, there's so many nerve endings and so more neurons that are going through neurotransmitters and things like that are going through the brain. And that is your central focus point of where all those toxins, blood vessels, like I said, are going into the body. And all those toxins are going into your organs of your body and can eventually cause cancer, lupus, alopecia, all kinds of things. So it's all relating to toxicity in the body. And genetic disposition of a certain type of imbalance in the body can cause those things, because there's really no such thing as a disease. It is a dis-ease in the body because of certain nutrients or minerals or an overload of toxins and parasites that the body is dealing with. So, and it is passed down from generation to generation, that imbalances in the body. So what you have to do is look at yourself and try to figure out, what is my imbalance in my body? Stress is a major factor. It pulls potassium, magnesium from the body. When that happens, it affects your whole central nervous system. The hair is going to start falling out. All types of things start to happen. Anxiety, heart palpitations, heart problems, you know, and it goes on and on and on. So first thing we need to make sure we do is detox the body, because the liver can't do it all, especially when we're just inundated. You know, not only are we breathing in toxins every day, not only are we eating toxic foods every day and drinking toxic water and taking showers and toxic baths, which our skin is our largest organ on our body.
Breathe in the air. Just breathe in the air.
Breathe in the air. You're breathing in heavy metals in the air.
Not in
You
Montana.
know. Huh?
I said not in Montana.
You have some fresh air out there in Montana. I'm coming out there with you, Heather. but we have
Denise, let me stop you right quick for a minute. When you're talking about all these toxins and no such thing as disease, Linda, now you've always said that it was hereditary. Alopecia was hereditary in your family. So listening to Denise, has that changed your thinking about it being hereditary, or could it be what she's saying, what we put in our bodies? Because my mother being a cosmetologist for 30 years, she always told me the health of your hair is the health of your body. It starts from the inside out, but we want to put creams and lotions and moisturizers to try to make healthy hair. When, like Denise said, Dr. Dukes, it starts from the inside. So Linda,
I'm in class.
do you still think it's hereditary?
Let me correct that for 1 second before you answer that, Linda. When I say hereditary, I'm saying a disease is not hereditary. The imbalances in your body are hereditary. Okay? So I want to clarify that, because a disease is just a name that they gave to a certain disease that happens in the body. God didn't create diseases. So it is an imbalance. So whoever discovered that particular dis-ease in the body, they named that particular thing cancer or alopecia or this or that, so there are names given to that imbalances in the body. So it is hereditary that if I was, just like if a baby is born to a mother that was on crack or on drugs or on any other type of drugs or cigarette smoke, that baby, or alcohol, that baby is going to be born a crack baby or an alcoholic, so it's going to be predisposed to those chemicals or those imbalances that the mother had in her body. So that is the same thing happens to us, and it goes from generation to generation. And that's why you find, a lot of people, the father was alcoholic, a mother was the grandfather, and going back and back. It goes back and back and back because it was a chemical reaction in the cells and DNA that's encoded. God made the body so perfectly designed. It remembers everything. And that child, it is passed on. Those genetic imbalances are passed on from mother to child and down, and keeps going and going. So again, it's not a dis-ease that is hereditary. It is an imbalance. So now, Linda, you can comment to that.
I forgot what was the question.
About it being hereditary, alopecia being hereditary. So from my understanding, it's not the disease that's hereditary, the imbalance in the body. So you saying that alopecia was hereditary in your family, do you understand now why that may not be true? It's not the alopecia that's hereditary, it's the imbalance in the body that caused right, Denise? Am I saying it right?
Yes, that's an imbalance in the body. Whether it's be mineral imbalance, nutritional imbalance, and that determines the way that we deal with stress, every day. Because if your body has an imbalance, because potassium, like I said, the electrolytes in the body that govern the heart and the central nervous system, which are primarily potassium and magnesium. Then we have calcium, then we have zinc, and we have all of those main sodium levels and things like that. So when there is an imbalance in the system, the body is immediately robbed. The body does not store potassium. Potassium is needed. 4,700 milligrams. Look it up, research it, Google it. How much potassium does a person need every day to keep their body, their heart, their nervous system strong, to handle the stress levels that are coming at us? 4,700 milligrams. Are we getting that every day? Do you think that we are all getting 4,700 milligrams of potassium? No. Then we look at magnesium. No. Magnesium is the other side of the spectrum. So magnesium and potassium determines the heart flow, the ways the vessels contract and constrict in the body. So you have to make sure, and only 2% of that shows in the blood serum. at a doctor's office, when you go to the doctor's office and you take they do your blood work, only 2% of those minerals are showing in your blood serum. So it may say, oh, you're great, your blood work looks great, but then you're still dealing with hair loss, you're still dealing with anxiety, you're still dealing with nervousness, you're still dealing with palpitations. Something else is going on. And I know this because this is what happened to me. And I had to tell my doctor, listen, something is going on. You know, my blood pressure, I work out, I stay healthy, I eat healthy, I do all these wonderful things to take care of myself, but there's still something going on. And when especially when I went through menopause, my body started robbing itself more and more of potassium because we night sweats. So every time we sweat, we're sweating out potassium, magnesium, calcium, things of that nature. Every time we stress, which is everything. We have a family, we have jobs, we have, life, so we're stressed. And then the daytime, we're really dealing with a lot of stress, So what we have to look at is eating healthier foods that are going to give us dark green leafy vegetables will give you all of those electrolytes to put in your body. Avocado, if you like avocado, put it in, it's loaded with potassium. Coconut water.
So are you saying that alopecia or hair loss can be reversed by what we eat?
It can be. It really can be. I have seen it. I've known Dr. Sabi was one of my greatest teachers, and Dr. Layla Africa. And I've seen it happen to women all over, because it's, again, we're dealing with toxicity. The glands, because they're actually lymph nodes in the ocular part of the brain. And if those are clogged up as well, which we won't know until we start having hair loss or some other things that's happening to us, and so we have to detox, get the toxins out of the body, but at the same time, put things in the body that's going to help the body deal with stress, oxidative stress. I call eat fruits and vegetables from the rainbow. The more colorful they are, the better they are for your body, because they help your body to fight off free radicals and oxidative stress. What is that? Those are chemicals that are coming into our bodies from the foods that we eat, the air we breathe, things like that. And then we have oxidative stress, which is, just what it is, oxidative stress, that we're putting the cells up under a lot of stress. So basically your cells are dealing with a lot of stress, and they're not absorbing the nutrition that they need or the minerals they need to stay healthy. So it's going to just start affecting the outside. So it's starting on the inside, but then it starts to radiate to the outside. So different people have different things that happen to them, and like I said, it is something that is hereditarily most likely passed down from generation to generation. And then we don't address it because we don't know. And no one has ever told us that these things can be prevented and can be reversed. They can be reversed. Don't think that you have to live with this for the rest of your life. No, it's about getting your body healthy, because if you keep going on and on the same way, then more toxins are going to build up in the body. The body's going to get more imbalanced. And then here the cancer cells come on to take over the body, because now they've gotten stronger. So again, it's all dealing with balanced nutrition. And so what we're not told, like I said, we're not told how much potassium we need to be getting through our foods or supplements. And I tell people all the time, today we need supplements. We need healthy nutritional supplements, not just everything that's faddish because, my best friend over here taking this for this and she said it's good, no, look at nutritional supplements to help the body, minerals that's going to help replace
let me stop you for a second, Denise. With you saying the alopecia, for these two women, Heather and Linda, okay, listening to her, would it encourage you to put in your body and what you eat, or have you ever thought about it? Linda, I want you to answer first.
What I put in my body, I agree with her that it helps to eat the proper diet, have the proper diet, and eat the right foods to prevent or to help with the alopecia or the hair loss or the thinning of the hair and all that. I agree that that is needed, a proper diet.
Is this something that you would share with your family, since you said every sibling? What, does one of you all have that same spot? You know, it makes you think if it's a cycle that's going to be continued because of what we consume, or
Well, in my family's case, I actually think it is hereditary. I don't think that it came from, not eating the right foods. Everybody has that same thinning spot in the center of their head, just like my father did. All the boys and all the girls. So, in our case, it may be an exception.
Heather, what about you? Now, Heather, you're a cook. Heather, you will throw down in the kitchen. Are the meals that you cook, are they healthy? Do you have a colorful plate when you make your plate? Does it have all the colors, or the greens, the orange, the reds?
Love red bell peppers, love spinach, love avocados, love just pretty much, I like a very colorful plate. I had my own catering business for a while, and you eat with your eyes first, so it's got to be pretty. And so you make it look like a painting, and with color and food, and it's absolutely beautiful. So another thing about me is that in 2007, I did the Ironman triathlon down in Florida, and so part of that, one of the main parts about doing an Ironman is the nutrition aspect of it. So I educated myself on what I should be eating, and I bought books and I studied it and was never healthier in my life. But life happens, and you slide back down into old habits. And just recently, especially with me going through a divorce, and it's just me cooking now because my kids are grown and I'm an empty nester. And so more and more I'm in the spinach salad and just trying to get more into that. But then you've got the nights where it's the Tyson buffalo chicken tenders and tater tots because you don't have the energy when you get home from work to just cook for yourself. So, but yes, and I've looked at supplements. There's one particular one that I've been looking at, and it's chock full. So, but I've been doing research on that because a lot of
is what is it?
This one's Balance of Nature.
Okay.
Because it's whole fruits and vegetables, and so I bet the only thing that it's missing is the binding agent. So you have to take it with a fat source, so your body's going to absorb it. And so yes, I share nutrition with other people. That's how my catering business started. Was I started where I would cook healthy meals for people. But
and it is another show. We could talk about all things hair forever. Past our hour, even though we started a little late. But I want to thank each of you guys for sharing truth, sharing your story. And Heather and Linda, I'd like you to follow up and write another article for the Other Woman magazine and just share. Now, before we close, people thought you had cancer did you say people thought you were sick or something when you cut your hair? When you went bald? That is, I could see cutting it short, but you went bald, BALD.
Yes.
All of it, no hair in your head at all.
Yeah, I was always getting the questions, are you okay?
Yeah.
And we all know what that meant. Yeah.
Mhm.
They thought something, I was sick, something was wrong, but it was just a choice that I made.
Mhm.
That's it.
Well, again, you ladies, are
Conversation.
beautiful. You're beautiful inside and out. And, I just want you guys to remember, just walk in your confidence, walk in being authentically you, and do things, because what I'm hearing here is not just dealing with nutritional imbalance, it's also dealing with the holistic side, with the spiritual and the mental and everything. That's because as women, we deal with that, so, I know what it's like going through a divorce. It's very stressful going through a divorce. And whatever it is, you're dealing with family, it is stressful. Dealing with this world that we're living in is a stressful time for all of us. So we need to take time to, what I say, woosah, that you have a moment, the time that you spend alone with yourself,
Wusa and a glass of wine.
and a glass or a glass of tea. Some tea helps.
Going
I believe in
glass
my
of tea.
healing herbs. My healing herbs are just amazing. But wine is wonderful. I have not a problem with wine. Grape seed, grapes, crushed grapes, beautiful fruit. But
Okay.
honestly, it helps to help the red blood cells in the body. So it's really really healthy for us. It's when it's done in moderation. So but what I need for you ladies to know, and for all of the audience out there, is take time for you to step back from all that we are dealing with every day. Some time for yourself, whether it's going for a walk, or whether it's just listening to some nice meditation music, or something that you take some time for you, because without you, life will still go on,
Mm.
so you have to take care of you. The saying is so true: the leaning tree is not the first to fall. So
Mm-mm.
we have to learn how to get back in touch with ourselves and the spiritual side of us, and reconnect with your creator, the God, that and just get back in peace. I think that's a very important thing right now. Everybody's seeking peace in their life, so detox. When I say detox from the people that are causing you stress.
Oh,
Some of them might be in your family,
amen.
but you have to detox yourself from those people. And if they're your children, I mean, and they're small children, that's life. You have to deal with that. But if they're your grown children, hey, time out. I need my space, because you're stressing me out, you know, and but you have to start speaking up, my sister queens. We have to start taking care of us, because we're always the caregivers. We're the nurturers. We want everything to be all right for everybody else, but we're the ones falling and hurting in the process. And then what do we have? So nutrition is important, but also finding balance with our spiritual life and in our mental life and emotional life. Guard your emotions. Don't react to what people are doing to you or saying to you. You just learn to move on and respect them for that, and you go on and take care of you.
One of my favorite Bible verses,
That's a
put on
good
the armor of God.
Mhm. So I just want to say again, thank you, Lavenda, for having this beautiful platform, to bring, women together and bring people together to understand, because I found the other woman. When I cut my hair short, that's when I found the other woman that was inside of me. I was like, wow, I'm not that, have to be that person that's flamboyant, or this feeling to feel sexy. I feel sexy just being me. The way I look right now, I am sexy as hell. I am sexy as hell.
Go ahead, girl.
And I don't need anybody to validate that for me. I validate that to myself. So look in the mirror and say, you are sexy as hell.
I'm right there with you, Dr. Dukes.
Yes, yes. So, that's what we have to start doing, positive affirmations and reminding ourselves of the beautiful person that God created and the purpose that we have on this planet, because we all have a purpose, for being here. And you cannot fulfill that will if you're so inundated and so bogged down with diseases and illnesses that are afflicting the body, or the mind. So we have to learn how to find balance and find peace within us first, because it's nobody's
Okay,
responsibility.
I got my whipping tonight. I can't take no more. You have given me my whipping. And
Nobody's responsibility to make you happy.
You also said we got to take time for ourselves. I'm truly closing now, but Dr. Dukes has a wellness center, which I said, well, I'm a sponsor and I have free access. I have access to her wellness center 24/7. And I haven't been one time yet because I've just not made the time for me. So when I said I got my whipping, I know we have to make time for ourselves. We have to. Okay, in close, Linda, Tallahassee, Florida. Thank you, Heather, wherever you are. It's time to go. Thank you, Dr. Dukes. And we're going to get on also again, Dr. Dukes, with the whole flu season coming on and share more about your tea. So that will be coming up also. We'll get with you on that. But thank you all for joining us. The Other Woman Magazine, candypublishing.com. And this is Allen. You can find him at www.robertcallen.com. Thank you guys and good night.